Next presenter is Snorre Larsen from Equinor. Equinor, if you're not familiar with them, is a very highly respected operator in an energy business in Norway. And Snorre, to my understanding, their firm really hasn't presented on their open process automation journey or philosophy. So we'd like to welcome Snorre here to explain what's going on with open process automation at Equinor. Snorre?
Okay. Thank you very much, Harry and RC, for letting me come here and present Equinor's journey towards open process automation. And before I start, I have to say I feel like large gratitude towards all the end users who is actually starting testing and field trials and everything and feedback that the experience which they gain into the standard. It's much easier for us to come on board on a later stage and pick up. So hopefully we will also contribute when we get into speed. My name is Snorre Larsen. 10 years ago. I've been in the company 15 years, and for around 8 years ago, I got the position as lead advisor within automation technology, responsible for our company strategies within the domain. So, and part of that work and going on was delivering the strategy to enter both Namur and OPAF and a couple of other initiatives as well. So, what we actually are going to do as a company, I think I start with the Equinor presentation though. A little bit about the company. We are a Norwegian-based upstream oil and gas company. We have been in operation for 50 years now, and we are around 21,000 people working in 30 different countries around the globe. Last year, we did a sharpened strategy, which was to change our mission to be turning natural resources into energy for people and progress for society. And that triggered off a huge work within the organization, where we actually are going to move from the oil and gas-based operation that we have today, and moreover to renewables and low-carbon solutions. I will come back to that. When we are talking about our energy transition, I think it's important also to say that we have divided in 3 areas. We are talking about high-value growth in renewables. We have currently shaping up a huge portfolio of prospects, and we hope by the end of 2030 to tenfold our capacity within renewables. And we are aiming for mainly offshore wind power and solar wind farms. That's the main drivers for the moment. And in order to deliver on that huge expectations, we have a need to do our project more efficient. We need to simplify, standardize, industrialize, and I think open process automation have a vital key for that. It's a new business area which we are shaping for the moment, and I think we need to be digital from day one. Moving over to low carbon solutions, we have 2-3 initiatives now to look into CO2 transport and storage outside Norway for the moment, but and that one is a key for us to utilize our old oil and gas reservoirs. We can now store CO2 within them. And that together with ambitions to get good market share in Europe on hydrogen production and ammonia as well, I think it's where the open process automation type of solution again will be a key for us in order to achieve our goals. That is quite ambitious the next 10 years. On the oil and gas portfolio, we are going to optimize it. We are concentrating on where we are today and optimize current fields. And of course, there you have legacy systems which need to be in fully operation, and we need also to onboard our ambitions in order to be more efficient in operations on these plants. And that takes me over to the next one, which is digitalization, which is actually a big project within the company as is now. I have also a role currently on a project or a new field development where we actually are going to have an unmanned process platform, fully remote operated from shore. We expect to have people on board once a year. And that project is going to be sanctioned later this year, hopefully. And we are going to introduce a higher level of automation. We are going to develop new digital tools and so on. And in order to be able to have an efficient engineering, not procurement, but fabrication, commissioning, and so on, we need to have digital models in place for us to move information between the different actors in the project phase and establish these solutions for operations. So what we actually have done with our ambitions within digitalization, we have established this AIR project. And that stands for autonomy, interoperability, and robotics. We see that in order to be more efficient, remove people from the plants, we are also going to introduce new types of robotics out in the plant. It's crawling or ground robots. We are talking air drones. We are also talking subsea intervention drones to inspect and do operation at our subsea production facilities. So it's quite ambitious. We are going to plan for in order to get the unmanned concept working offshore, we need to simplify it. And in order to simplify, we need to take into use new types of technology, which actually remove utility systems and so on. And one of the key technology we are currently looking into now is private 5G, which we think can be the only wireless infrastructure at our plants, covering all needs on the IT domain and in the OT domain. So that's going to be an interesting journey and see if we can achieve that. Industry 4.0 open and standardized process automation is also part of it. It's going to be the backbone of what we're trying to achieve when we are looking into it. So what is our value proposition for open and standardized process automation? I think it's, as I said, it's one of the fundamentals for our transition in the huge project portfolio we are going to have in the years to come, and in order for us to efficiently build new value chains. I think it's extremely important for us to get this interoperable connectivity between OT devices in place. We are spending a lot of effort and a lot of hours maintaining this connectivity today, and we need to get this interoperable. And also to get the IT-OT integration in place so we can fully utilize the capacity and the capabilities and solutions that we have in the company today. I will also try to, this is maybe a more far-fetched though, but what we see today that we spend a lot of hours in the automation engineer to translate what our process engineers, electrical engineers, and so on, mechanical engineers, want us to want of improvement into the controls of the plant. So I think OPA could be a first step to get more, to establish new tools for us to go over the step of the automation engineer that start to make code, and then we make tool directly for the process engineers to suggest improvements, which is automatically taken into configuration in the control system. Let's see how that's going. And of course, total cost of ownership is also an important part of it. And when you look at that and see what the Open Group is giving us of benefits for end users, I think we match quite well. And when we look at that slide from the Open Group, we see also things that we like to see. We are talking about the standard of standards, and we are talking certification. And I think both these things are important for us when we address OPA in the company. In addition, as a European company, we look to Industry 4.0 and the reference architecture model they have. I think that is a vital ecosystem which we are going to base our development upon. And of course, what's happening in other standardization organizations are also important for us to understand. So besides OPAF, we have OPC. I think we have done good work together with OPC Foundation over the years, and we fully support their way forward. Namur, equally, I think they have the same, they work to solve the same problems that we see. And we'll also mention the Norsak standard, which is the Norwegian standard for where the industry in Norway collaborate between operators, engineering contractors, and suppliers in order to agree upon how to build systems and solutions in order to increase efficiency in project execution mainly. Just to move on, as you see, we have some basis on the requirement set, which we put in the bottom, and it goes to digital factory. I mentioned the RAME model. We have asset administration shell, OPC, UI, security, and so on as a basis that we are going to build upon. So when we look into this, we are trying to, what's actually happening around the globe when we in terms of information, digital information models, which we need in order to get interoperable. On the physical domain, it happens a lot. I would say on the let me go back one. When you're talking devices, I think it's what we see is IEC, Namur, the Fieldbus organization is stepping up. On communication devices and control nodes, we are hopefully can look to OPAS to get an answer. industrial IT equipment, OPAS, I think, but also IT standards, which be a part of it. And when we are talking enclosures and cabinets, Namur is currently doing some work which we are very interested to look more into. On the field architecture side, Namur is also doing some recommended practice work and system orchestration. I think it's OPAS. I hope they can deliver that for us as well. When we go over to the virtual domain and talking software and firmware and everything else, OPC UA comes into play, I will say. OPAS also, I hope, can mitigate for some gaps that we have today. And at the end, on the communication part and the software architecture, OPAS is also mentioned. So we rely heavily on OPAS to give us what we need in order to get interoperable. So it's going to be interesting to see if we are managed to deliver on that one. Then our plan going on, though. What we have today is we have started this AIR project. We have this industry initiative in Norway where we do, I would say, digitization of engineering information in order to be machine readable information flow within a capital project. I think that's we have DEXB, which is one initiative which we have taken into and done modeling upon, and we will also see other types of initiatives that can help us out in order. KX is also one, and we are talking 3D modeling and so on. When we are talking application engineering, I will also mention that we have this IEC 63131, which is a system control diagram, a way to present a control narrative in a precise manner in order, which is making us actually which we actually can do automatic translation into application configuration. We are increasing that one also to include cause and effect diagrams and sequence chart as well. On the system side, it's more to get system topologies type of and system configuration type of engineering information digitized. And hopefully by the end of 2025, we have a full-fledged, maybe not digital twin, but at least information model needed for us to move forward. At the same time, we are kicking off this open process automation study, and which we are going to test and learn, get build competence on the open process automation systems. And I'm glad to say that last week we signed a contract with CSI for a COPA quick start system, which we are going to play around with for the next year. And we have also some technical collaboration agreements with ABB, Siemens, and Kongsberg Maritime, which we also going to utilize in order to get a good understanding how this will affect our current business, and in order to get the upsides and of course reduce the risk when we try to introduce these new systems in our project. When we are finished with the study, we plan to of course, we need to do some qualification, proof of concept type of work. This, of course, depends on, is the standard ready? Are our collaboration partners, do they have products for us to go and start this. And we will also in parallel start preparation for project onboarding, to look into project execution strategies, the development processes that we have, procurement strategies, and so on. And hopefully we can start talking about introducing an OPA system in 2025, 2026, hopefully in a renewable project or whatever it's going to be. But it could be that we are delayed, but I hope not, because we are very eager to get to see this actually happening.